Hi, I'm Penny. Welcome to this yoga session. And Miss Hannigan's going to be joining us. Hopefully she'll lay down for me. Lay down. Yeah, she's going to lay down on me. That's going to work out for right now. So everybody, you don't need a lot of props, but it might be nice to have a strap. Also some blocks. You don't have to have any of these like always, but they are nice to have. And today we're doing a yin practice for the sacral chakra, Swadhisthana. Now the sacral chakra is the second chakra in a seven chakra system. And it is located just below your navel and towards the back of where your sacrum's at. That's about where that energy channel is at. And that energy channel is all about movement. It's all about passion. It's about creativity. And when that sacral channel is blocked, it can lead to things like depression, boundaries that aren't very comfortable, you saying yes when you want to say no, things like this. So it has an element. The element is water. It has a color, and the color is orange, which is why we're wearing the shirt here. So with that being said, in this yin practice, we're going to hold these positions for about 3 minutes, but anytime that you feel like that's enough or you need to move, you go right ahead, of course. You do you. Now, since this is more of movement with the sacral chakra, it's all about like moving the hips. It's all about letting the energy in. So with that being said, let's go ahead and close our eyes and stack our spines and focus on just below your navel on that energy point for the sacral chakra, Swadhisthana. And I'm going to show you a mudra. This mudra, you can go ahead and open your eyes, is a different one than I shown for the Hatha class. This is for the divine feminine. And Swadhisthana is her standing place, or you can say their standing place, or even your standing place. Whichever you would like to call that. So for the divine feminine mudra, you're going to actually close your thumbs with your first two fingers over the top, and then take your ring finger and your pinky finger, and you'll be here in this hold here. And you can go ahead and take it right below your navel. So go ahead and close your eyes if you'd like, or just stare lightly over your nose and take a breath in and exhale. And since the sacral chakra is all about creativity, movement, passion, desire, the ability to move on with your life, focus on something that you would like to move towards. Either it's a passion, it can be a desire, anything you'd like. And if you can't think of anything, I want you to think of self-love and self-care. So take a breath in and exhale. And there is a sound that comes with the second chakra, and that is VAM, V-A-M. So we're going to go ahead and do VAM. Just take a breath in. VAM. 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 And close your eyes. Envision that passion, that direction you would like to take your life. And it can be anything as big as you'd like or as small. Doesn't matter. Take one more breath in. Open your eyes. And if your hands are in the divine feminine mudra, go ahead and shake those out. Just move your fingers a little bit. Now, I do give breath cues. Of course, those are your personal cues. And the first one we're going to do here, it's really hard to make her move, is we're actually going to do a lying down butterfly with the blocks. Now, if you don't have blocks, just go ahead and just lie down on your back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my lovely dog here, come and lay down on my back and put a block underneath my mid back and put my head on a block. And I'm going to take it down instead of a higher one. I'm actually going to take it down to its medium height, bring my feet together and just let my knees fall out. Now, if you'd like, you're more than welcome to have a bolster or a block or a dog, in my case, hold your knees a little bit higher. I'm just going to move that out of the way to get that opening. And you can place one hand on your abdominals and one hand on your chest, or you can just lay your hands right beside. And just take a breath in and exhale. And just imagine your desire, your creativity, you heading in a direction that you would like to go. And breathe. Eyes can be open, eyes can be closed, and you can be playing your own music if you'd like. Just take a breath in and exhale. Breathe in again and exhale. Let all your worries wash away. This pose, the wide-legged lying down butterfly pose, is really good not only to open the inner thigh, but it is really good for digestion. And because you're on the blocks, it just opens up the whole diaphragm. Great for breathing. So take a breath in and exhale. And breathe in again. And exhale. Go ahead and you can use your hands. Push your knees in. And then take your feet just to the outside and windshield wiper your legs just a little bit. And we're going to take one of these blocks away. And we're going to take the other block and set it underneath our sacrum. So I'm going to show you where that's going to be. I'm going to give you two options. This is a supported bridge with the legs going all the way open. So I'm going to put my sacrum on the block. And I'm going to just let my legs be long. So underneath my hips here is where the block is. And that really opens up your hip flexors. So You can put your arms wherever you'd like. You can bring them above your head to get a little more of a stretch, or you can lay them right beside you. You also have the option, if you want more of a hip flexor opening, to come up on a higher portion of your block. And you want that right up against your sacrum. And just breathe. Now, if this isn't comfortable for any reason, you can just do a supported bridge here, and you would just bend your knees. If you don't have a block, a rolled up towel is great, or anything you want to put under your sacrum is wonderful. Or you can come up into a bridge. And breathe. This is opening up the front of the hip flexors, elongating the quads, the stomach, and just let everything relax. Like I said, I'm going to bring my arms above my head. You are welcome to leave them at your side. Now focus on right below your navel, a big orange ball. This orange ball represents creativity, freedom, desire, and the ability to move forward in the world. Fluidity, haha. And just breathe. And I'm purposely not saying a lot during this practice because I want you to work on your inner self and your own personal desire, your own personal passion, your own personal project. So take a long breath in, long, slow breath out. Breathe in again. And as you exhale, if you're not already in bridge, go ahead and bring your feet to the floor and come up into a supported bridge. And then let's go ahead and move that. So squeeze your glutes and move that block out from underneath your hips. And with your feet on the floor, let's just windshield wiper your legs one more time. Get some movement back in those hips. And the next move we're going to do here is Happy Baby. So Happy Baby, you're just going to bring your knees into your chest. Yeah, I got feet into my face here. And go ahead and take your hands on the outsides or the insides of your feet. So I'm going to take mine to the outside. Push your tailbone down to the floor. And push your knees so that they're going just about where your shoulders are at. And everybody's flexibility is different. But imagine your tailbone is actually reaching towards the floor. So you don't want your butt to come up like a stink bug. And breathe. We're going to be here for just a couple of minutes. Because this yin practice is for the sacral chakra, you are welcome to do some leg movement or even some rolling around on that sacrum if that feels good for you. Happy Baby is good for your hips. It is great for digestion. Come back to your mantra, whichever you've chosen, your desire. come up with 3 things that you are passionate about. 3 things that you're passionate about. And see those things in your mind's eye. Long, deep breaths in and long, deep breaths out. Similar to like you're smelling your favorite aromas, your favorite essential oil. So take a long breath in and a long, slow breath out. And go ahead and bring your knees together and your feet down and just massage your low back, rolling your knees in one direction, rolling in the other, giving that sacrum a really good massage. I still got dog in my face. And so from this position, from this laying down position, go ahead and bring your left foot down to the floor. Take your right foot, cross over the top of your knees, flex that right foot, and just bring that left leg in. And we'll do a figure 4 in this position. You can hold underneath your hamstring or underneath or over the top of your knee. That's completely up to you. And get a really nice stretch for your hips. And don't forget to breathe. Now the option of a figure 4 is always doing a pigeon. So this would be a pigeon laying on your back. Getting a really nice stretch in those hips. Now come back to yourself. I know it's easy to wander around in your brain. Come back to yourself and give yourself permission to focus on 3 things that you desire. 3 things that you desire. And focus on those. They can be as big or as little as you'd like them to be. I think I've disappointed my dog. Go lay down. Three things that you desire. These can be things that you'd like to see happen in your life. Take a long breath in, long, slow breath out. Let's take that left foot down, put the right foot down, take your left foot and cross it over your right knee and flex that left foot. Now, if this is great for you as far as your figure 4 goes, that's fine. If you would like to go ahead and pull that right leg in, getting a really nice stretch on this left side. And Hannigan's going to have a little seat soon. So you can close your eyes or just leave them slightly open and come up with 3 things that you desire. Flex that left foot, protect that left knee. You want to feel just enough tension in that left hip to feel like you're getting a satisfying stretch, but nothing that hurts. Be gentle with yourself. It's the beauty of yin yoga. You get to relax, also open up your body at the same time. So this is good for your muscles, your joints, but also your nervous system. That's one of the really good beauties of yin yoga. So take a long breath in, long, slow breath out, and go ahead and put that right foot down on the floor and then the left foot. And you can just windshield wiper your legs back and forth, opening up those hips. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll onto one side and come up to a seated position. Hannigan's my guide dog because I'm visually impaired and she likes to be close to me. They're a little bit different when you have a support animal as opposed to, I'll put her head on that, as opposed to just any pet. So the next pose we're going to do is actually a dragon in yin yoga, and you'll probably notice it in vinyasa or hatha as a kneeling lunge. So you can use your blocks if you have them. And if you don't, that's fine. So what we're going to do is just take your right leg forward and stay on that left knee and just come forward and hold. You can always put a towel or something underneath your left knee that's on the floor. Now, I like using the blocks to hold on to. You don't have to. You can keep your hands on the floor. Blocks just make it just a little bit easier to open up those hip flexors. So if you want a little bit faster, open up the hip flexor, squeeze that left glute and now relax it and squeeze it and relax it, and that'll help open up this front hip flexor. So we're going to be here for a couple of minutes. So you're welcome to close your eyes if you'd like and go back and focus on your journey for your second chakra. And I invite you to look at 3 things that you want to move towards. 3 things you'd like to move towards. And that can be anything from paying a bill off, to a weight that you'd like, or to a job that you're looking forward to, anything like that. Yeah, it's all personal. You can share it with me and put it on the comments, or you can just keep it to yourself. And just hold. Like I said, if your knee starts to bother you, please pat it with something. You can always even take that mat and put your knee on the top of a folded mat, which can help some people's knees out, or like I said, use a towel or a blanket of some type for that knee. And take a long breath in. Long, slow breath out. And quick transition, we're just going to straighten out that right leg, pull up those right toes, and just come into a kind of a half splits for just a second. Come down with that right knee. Take that left foot forward into your dragon stretch here. And I'm still holding on to the blocks, which helps bring my upper body up. If you want to get a faster stretch on that front of that right hip flexor, squeeze that right glute just a little bit, and then relax it, and then squeeze it, and relax. And one more time, just squeeze, relax, and just settle into that stretch. No forcing. Be kind to yourself. Go back to those 3 things that you would like to move your life towards. And it can be any goal that you have. Like you want to start walking, or you want to start adding more walking, or you want to start running, or you want to remodel your house, or anything that you'd like. And you're welcome to close your eyes and envision that goal, that thing you'd like to move towards. And give yourself permission to head in that direction. You don't have to use blocks. You can, like I said, you can always leave your hands down on the mat. So take a long breath in, long, slow breath out. And when you're ready to come out, go ahead and gently bring yourself back. We're going to do 1 hamstring stretch on this left side. Pull those toes towards your nose. Pull your abdominals in just a little bit just to engage and get a nice mini stretch on the back of that hamstring. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and transition into our next pose, which is actually going to be deer. So deer is a little bit like a pigeon. It's really good for the sides of your hips. So let's take that right leg forward. And you might have heard it called 90-90. So you have the right leg lined up with the front of the mat, and the left leg is going to be lined up more with the side. And you can stay up in this deer, or you can come down and fold, getting a really nice stretch onto the sides of your hips. And don't pay any attention to the dog. Hannigan, what you doing? just come forward. You're welcome to put your head down on your arm. Use your arms as a pillow. You're also welcome to put your head on a block. Getting a really nice stretch in that right hip. And I invite you to focus on a mantra of heading in the direction you'd like to go. So that mantra can be, I am willing and I am ready to move forward with my goals. And just breathe. I am willing and I am ready to move on with my goals. Take a long breath in, a long, slow breath out. Push yourself out of this deer pose on this right leg. And if you would like, you can just come to the other side by taking the left leg so that it's up to the top of the mat. And the right leg is in the back deer position where it's going to be lined up with the side of your mat. And you're also welcome to take your block with you for your head. You're welcome to stay up in this deer pose, which is a really nice stretch for the hips. And when you're ready, you're welcome to come forward and bring your head right on top of your block. If you don't have a block, you can use your your fists. Or just bring your head to the floor. Or your arms. You can use your arms. And you can go back to the mantra. I am ready and willing to head towards my goals. And just breathe. Take a long breath in. Long, slow breath out. Focus on your goals, your desire, your creativity. When you're ready, go ahead and push yourself up out of that seat. And let's go ahead and do just some windshield wipers with your legs. Kind of just open and close, get some movement in there. And from this is one of the harder positions for some people to get into, and I am no exception. We're going to do the square stacked logs, and you're welcome to just stay in Sukhasana for this if you'd like. So what you're going to do is take your left leg down in front, and then take that right leg and put the ankle over the top of that knee. And if you'd like, which I need to do, is you can actually put a block or something underneath this hip so that your log will look. Now, some people's logs will be down and their knee's going to be down. That isn't me. I wish, it would be nice if it was. And one day that could be my goal. Now, one of the cheat things you could do is bring your leg in a little bit, and that would help with that. But I'm actually trying to work on this particular for. So stack your spine. You're also welcome to elevate your hips by sitting on a blanket or sitting on a block so that your hips are higher, and that can actually help with this actual stretch. So close your eyes or just stare lightly over your nose. Envision your goal and breathe. This is a really nice stretch for your hips. If you are in a log position and you're comfortable with it, you can also come forward with that. I'm just going to sit here. This is good for me. I do a lot of running, so my hips are pretty tight. I invite you, while you're in this position, to think about what it means to move forward in your life. What does that mean to you to move forward in your life? So take a breath in and take a breath out. Let's go ahead and take our logs and let's windshield wiper our legs. Just open and close, open and close. And when you're ready, let's do the other side. So if your right was on top, your right's going to be on the bottom. And now your left is going to be on top. And you're going to want to try and stack your ankle over your knees. And like I said, if you need that bolster to stick underneath there, you're more than welcome to do that. Or you can even just do a Sukhasana. Depending on how stacked your hips are, you're welcome to come forward. And you'll probably notice that one side is tighter than the other side, and that's okay. And just breathe. Going to lay down? Going to lay down? Come on. She likes to be close. Focus on what it means to you, what your goals mean. Yeah, one goal for me might just be to come a little more forward to get a little bit of a better stretch in those hips. Take a long breath in. Long, slow breath out. Go ahead and unstack your blocks. And one more time, let's go ahead and straighten our legs and just wag them back and forth. Wag your feet back and forth, loosening up those hips. So let's do our next pose is actually going to be a wide-legged fold. So take your right foot as far out to the outside and your left foot as far to the outside as you can. And you are very welcome to sit on top of a block. And that would look like this, and then you would be higher up, which would get a nice stretch in your hamstrings. So that's going to be your choice. If you're up on a block, you're just going to stay up. Now, if you would like, and you feel like it's comfortable for you, if you're seated in this wide-legged fold, what I want you to do is to just come forward. And you're welcome to either come up on your arms or stack some blocks and put your head on a block. Now you want your toes to be facing up towards the ceiling. Now if you can come down all the way and you don't need blocks or you don't have blocks, you can always come down on top of your arms, on your fists, whichever is the most comfortable. And we're going to be here for just a little while. I'm going to stack these blocks and just put my forehead right on them. And just let your legs unwind. You're also welcome to put the blocks underneath your knees if you feel like your knees are challenged in this pose. And that would look a little bit like that, which is a nice stretch. But I wouldn't necessarily go too far forward. So do what you're comfortable with in your wide-legged fold. And take a breath in and exhale. Coming back to the purpose of the practice, this balancing the sacral chakra. Point your toes to the ceiling. And breathe. Take a long breath in. Long breath out. Long breath in. Long breath out. These forward folds are so good for your emotions. They're really good for your nervous system. So take a breath in and exhale. Breathe in again. Exhale, and when you're ready, push yourself out of that wide-legged fold if you were folded over. And what I want you to do is to take both your hands and bring your legs together, and then go ahead and just move them and shake them out. Just go back and forth, move a little bit of movement in your body, shake everything out. You can roll your shoulders around just a little bit. Let's prepare for Shavasana. Now, make yourself comfortable with this Shavasana. I'm going to take a bolster and put it underneath my knees. You can put blocks under your knees. Just make yourself super comfortable. Take your left hand and place it on your abdominals, right below your navel. That's where the second chakra is. And then take your right hand, if it's available, and put that on your heart. And let everything go. All the work is done. So take a breath in and breathe to your feet. Relax your feet. Take a breath in. As you exhale, relax your ankles. Breathe in, relax your calves. Breathe in. As you exhale, relax your knees, your quads, your abdominals. Relax your glutes and your low back. Relax your shoulders. Relax your brain. Now you're welcome to stay in the Shavasana as long as you'd like. It's always great to stay 10 minutes or however you can. If you have places to go, things to do, go ahead and wiggle your toes, circle your ankles, bring your arms above your head and take the longest stretch that you can, pushing your tailbone into the floor. And then if you're using any props to prop your knees on, go ahead and push those away. And roll on to one side. Stay there for just a moment. And push up into your seat. And you're welcome to use a block or a pillow, of course, to sit upon for the end of this class. If you're still in Shavasana, I encourage you to stay there. So let's go back to the mudra that we did before, which is the mudra for the second chakra, but it's also the mudra for the divine feminine. So I'll show you what that is again. You're going to take your thumbs and your first and second finger, the pointer finger and the middle finger, and you're going to clasp over your thumbs. And then you're going to place the ring finger and the pinky finger together. And you're going to place that right in front of your abdominals. Now, if you don't want to do this particular mudra, that's fine. You can place your left hand and your right hand over the top of that. That's perfectly fine. And you're saying, well, I'm a gentleman, so I don't want to be in touch with my divine feminine. It's not really like that. The divine feminine is something we all have, whether we're male or female. It's like we also have male energy, and this is just getting into our more feminine side, which is very healing. So take a breath in and focus on that energy, that healing energy that's right at your second chakra. Close your eyes. See that orange ball of healing energy. Take a breath in and exhale. And we're going to end this yin practice with Vam, the sound of the second chakra, V-A-M. Take a breath in. Vam. 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 If your hands are in a mudra, go ahead and shake that energy out. Bring your hands into prayer. Thumbs to your third eye, reminding you to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to your mouth, reminding you to have clear and loving speech. And hands to your heart, reminding you to love yourself and others. Namaste. And thank you so much for participating in this yin practice. Hannigan and I both appreciate anybody who does these practices. Take care of yourself and each other.